Comer put him in the chair today, and suddenly he couldn't talk.
Did any unelected official or family member of President Joe Biden execute the duties of the presidency?
On the advice of counsel, I respectfully decline to answer the question pursuant to my Fifth Amendment rights under the Constitution.
Is even a thing. So this whole thing is a little bizarre. And if this were Joe Biden, I think you would be screaming from the rooftops right now.
Well, Joe Biden said his uncle was eaten by cannibals, so I guess we'll have to compare uncle stories.
There's that too. Absolutely. Talk to me about it. I didn't even remember appointing his own Fed chair. Why didn't he remember that?
I think this might be the most fun nothing burger I've seen in a while.
Oh, yeah?
You have
The former president has a doctor who's taking the Fifth Amendment before Congress right now because he doesn't want to answer questions about it.
What's going on, guys? We got to talk about DEI hire Abby Phillip. I normally try to show a little bit of respect to Abby Phillip, but after today, I think she's officially lost it with me because this was one of the dumbest takes, and she's had dumb takes before, but I think this one takes the cake. I'm convinced that this lady is just trying to be a straight up propagandist because she tried to compare President Trump's cognitive decline, which doesn't exist, to Joe Biden's cognitive decline, and she was serious. She seemed like she was just totally serious. She was wired in. She was locked in, and she had the audacity, the gall, to challenge Scott Jennings, and then there was another conservative on the panel. They both freaking double backhand slapped Abby Phillip for this. Like, there ain't no way. Slap yourself, Abby. Ain't no way that any of this makes sense because she said Donald Trump forgot he had appointed somebody. I'm sure that whatever it was made sense. Donald Trump talks a lot. He answers questions from everybody all the time. He goes to all these other foreign nations and answers questions from reporters around the world constantly. He's always on TV. He's always going to events. He's always speaking publicly constantly. So, of course, are you going to catch him saying something dumb? I say stuff on this channel all the time. I get tired just doing these videos. I can't imagine just flying all over the planet and how little energy I'd have by comparison. I can't imagine how Abby Phillip, I saw her election coverage. She was freaking had sniffles and her eyes was red. You know why? Because she was tired. And can't nobody really do it like President Trump could do it. But without further ado, let's go ahead and react to this propagandist getting destroyed.
Tonight, the president's health. The White House says Donald Trump has been diagnosed with a benign condition that causes leg swelling. After pictures showed his swollen ankles, the White House also blamed excessive handshaking for the bruises that you see there on his hand. But when it comes to the president's cognitive health, Caroline Leavitt refused to address some of the apparent memory lapses over the last few days, including this one.
He's a terrible Fed chair. I was surprised he was appointed. I was surprised, frankly, that Biden put him in and extended him, but they did.
It was actually Trump who appointed Jerome Powell in 2017, not Biden.
I mean, so I want to point out quickly that there's two different things that were mentioned. There was who put him in and who extended him. Joe Biden did extend him.
He gets out in about 9 months. He gets fortunately terminated. Biden, I would have never reappointed him. Biden reappointed him. I don't know why that is, but I guess maybe he was a Democrat. I got great advice from Mnuchin on this one.
So he's saying that, yeah, Biden extended him. Now, could you say that he misspoke on the who originally put him in? Yeah, of course you could say that, but it's unfair to ignore the fact that Biden extended him. It'd be one thing if he just said, hey, I don't know who put him in. Who put him in? Like he just had a full-blown conversation. She literally took a few words that he said and is trying to already equate that to somehow being akin to Biden not being able to find his way off the stage, Biden not being able to speak clearly, always having these gaps, literally twitching and like twitching his eyes, like getting lost constantly, freezing up and having Obama have to whisk him away by his wrist like a child. There were so many things that went wrong. Like, Abby, why are you even talking to me?
this were Joe Biden, I think you would be screaming from the rooftops right now.
Well, Joe Biden said his uncle was eaten by cannibals, so I guess we'll have to compare uncle stories.
There's that too, absolutely.
I
mean, talk to me about it. I mean,
guys, how is this even? I forgot about that, by the way. But how does that even compare? Like a misstep on a Fed chair appointment versus my uncle was eaten by cannibals. Why is this a comparison? It's like mind blowing. I'm so tired of Abby Phillip, bro. Like this, she need to be next. They just got rid of Colbert. Next, they need to do Jimmy Kimmel, take him out first. Then Abby Phillip, she on the list. She's not important enough, but she's on the list for sure.
Why is that more concerning than what has happened this week? He didn't even remember appointing his own Fed chair.
Here's my view of the medical situation of this president versus the last one. This president has a doctor who is issuing very transparent letters about this president's health. Okay. The former president has a doctor who's taking the Fifth Amendment before Congress right now because he doesn't want to answer questions about it. I've been around him.
As you've seen from the beginning of this video, I mean, they're literally trying not to answer questions about whether or not the former president, Sleepy Joe Biden, was even capable of performing his duties as president and whether or not his family was operating and performing duties on his behalf.
We've got some breaking news right now. We were watching the testimony of this woman here, Annie Tomasini. She's the former senior advisor to President Joe Biden. She was the third person set to appear before James Comer's committee. She has now taken the fifth. So the doctor, the aide to Joe Biden, and now Ms. Tomasini have all done the same behind closed doors. Now, James Comer is the chairman of the committee, the Republican out of Kentucky. He said this in a statement. It's a long statement. I'll just read one line. There is now a pattern of key Biden confidants seeking to shield themselves from criminal liability for this potential conspiracy. End quote there.
This is the second witness that we've brought in via subpoena for a deposition that has pled the fifth, and they've stated they're not going to answer questions. I want to read the first two questions. Just so everyone knows, these are the types of questions we ask. Was Joe Biden fit to exercise the duties of the president? He pled the fifth. Second question, did any unelected official or family member execute the duties of the presidency? And this is Joe Biden's chief of staff. Did any unelected officials or family members ever execute the duties of the presidency? Simple question. He knew he was going to be asked that. Everybody in America wants to know that. He pled the fifth. So we're going to continue our investigation. I think that the American people are concerned. They're concerned that there were people making decisions in the White House that were not only unelected, but no one to this day knows who they were.
This is just absolutely insane. There's so many mountains that I don't understand how Democrats' brains work. Is it just ignore everything, play defense or play offense constantly against Trump? Like, what is this?
I have detected nothing. I've seen nothing but a man conducting 6 meetings at the same time.
You sound like Joe Biden's aides who said, "I've been around him." Yeah, and
I'm not taking the Fifth Amendment out of Congress.
I'm just saying that by your own metric, if this were Joe Biden, and perhaps it was when he said his uncle
He's working 20 hours a day.
By
He does
cannibals.
hours of press conferences every day. Abby, are you saying Donald Trump is not visible as president and it's anywhere comparable to Biden's hiding for 4 years?
In fact, he was literally, Sleepy Joe was literally in a basement heading into 2020 election. That's the only reason he even got elected back then. How he even managed to survive those few debates that he did, I think it was, 2 that he did, was astounding. And if he was out more, trust, he would have been cooked just like he was this time. The reason that he got cooked so badly is because he didn't have the option to hide. Both Sleepy Joe and Kamala Harris tried the same strategy, did not work.
Any of those things, I'm just asking why he didn't remember that he appointed the Fed chair in 2017 and stood in the Rose Garden with him and appointed him. Why didn't he remember that?
I think this might be the most fun nothing burger I've seen in a while.
Couldn't you just say, okay, well, I guess he said something wrong and just move on? It'd be another thing if there was a pattern like there was with Joe Biden. If there's not a pattern, why is this even a conversation? People say the wrong thing all the time. He literally could have just been trying to blame Joe Biden because he doesn't like the guy. Clearly he doesn't like him. So he literally could just be trying to blame Sleepy Joe for extending his appointment.
Oh, yeah.
You have transparency from the White House saying that there's an issue, and here it is. Thank goodness we've got that back, number one. Number two, no one's having to lie on his behalf and cover it up. They're not having to plan meetings around certain times when he's cognitive and then give him a nap time in the middle of the day and saying he works 4 hours a day. Donald Trump literally works 10, 12, 15, 18, 20 hours a day, constantly
20
flying all
hours
over
a
the place.
day.
There are days
20
when he
hours
has.
a day.
Yes, there have been
20
days
hours
when
a
he's worked
day.
that many hours.
There's Kool-Aid on the side of your. Like, I mean, are you serious?
He tweets.
Yeah, of course, leave it to a radical left liberal to not understand that a person could actually work more than a few hours a day. Yes, 20 hours is reasonable. There's been times when I've worked 20 hours a day. As a matter of fact, going into these next couple of days, I'm going to have to be working a lot because I'm heading out of town. So I got to make sure that these videos get out. But to quickly address this guy's point, even Abby Phillip herself in the past had admitted that Joe Biden needed to go take a break from debate prep and go take a nap.
So just how worried were Biden aides before the former president's disastrous debate last summer? According to Ron Klain, his chief of staff, his concerns could not be overstated. At his first meeting with Biden for debate prep, quote, Klain was startled. He'd never seen Biden so exhausted and so out of it. Biden was unaware of what was happening in his own campaign. Halfway through the session, the president excused himself and went off to sit by the pool. The part about the pool, he went off, this is in the middle of debate prep, went off to the pool and he took a nap.
So why are you sitting up here trying to act different today when you know that this is what's been going on? I don't understand. Who is telling her to do these weird I mean, from what I've seen, their executive team is telling them not to be so Trump deranged all the time. So are they like also telling them to be Trump deranged lunatics some of the time, but not all the time? Like what is happening here from top down? Because you know they're telling them something.
20 hours a day. There's Kool-Aid on the side of your. Like, I mean, are you serious?
Like, he tweets all night long. Do you not see it?
Look, what has been clear?
All of those things are kind of irrelevant to the central
What has
explains
been
the
clear
behavior?
throughout the time that we have seen him on the public stages, this is not the most intelligent person we have. This is not the best analyst of information.
You may not like him, but at least the guy.
Sorry, my freaking light. This light has been pissing me off. It's going in and out. I'm gonna have to get a new one, but I got a backup one, so it might show me a little bit differently.
Have a lot of information at his fingertips as far as things that he knows. So if there is a cognitive problem,
You ever met him?
I actually have met him. I met him at the White House court. Actually,
did you converse
met him
with
at
him
the
about
White.
any
Yes,
issue?
I met him at
Get
the
lost
White
on
House
stage
court.
like Joe Biden or nowhere to go?
Okay.
That's the truth. That's who the president was, and they're all taking the fifth because they all covered it up.
Hang on.
Did you ever see him though? Finishes, and by that time all the stuff is worn off, so he's totally incoherent. And he goes, thank you. All right? Where am I?
But of course they're trying to always find false equivalency. Basically, the Democrats have been getting their butts kicked so long. Now there's like this sense of desperation. Well, we gotta have something on Trump. We gotta get him. How do we get him? But they can't get him. They're trying everything, even just making up stupid stuff. Why didn't he remember his Fed Chair? I don't understand. How could he forget? Yeah, okay, when you got a whole cabinet and all the staff of the cabinet and all these different members of Congress and all of these woke people at all these stupid different bureaus and three-letter agencies, yeah, you're gonna say something, mess something up at some point, talking every day to somebody, to some reporter. Oh, now the light wants to come back on. I'm gonna turn this off. You're gonna make some sort of mistake. Abby Phillip is basically like an animal here. She's pouncing. She's like a predator pouncing onto, this one mistake, this one quick misstep here. But Abby Phillip herself has been caught saying stupid stuff, misspeaking about things, speaking on things definitively and factually that she didn't have the information on, didn't do any investigative journalism on. It was just straight up wrong and made herself look like a fool about. So I don't know why she's sitting up here trying to hammer on Trump, like Abby Phillip over here looking like a clown by trying to act like Joe Biden and Donald Trump, like there's any equivalency whatsoever. Like, no, they're not on the same playing field. They're not in the same league. Never have been. And certainly with Sleepy Joe's cognitive decline, as bad as it is, the dude has cancer. He can barely walk. Can't find his way off the stage. He needs to take naps. Like he only works certain hours of the day. Girl, do not ever try nobody with this stupid topic ever again, because you make yourself look like a complete moron for doing it. And the little bit of modicum of respect that I have for you is completely gone at this point. But these are just my thoughts, guys. Let me know what you guys think. Drop a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. I appreciate you watching the Black Anomaly Rising channel. I'm out.
Biden's personal doctor, Connor, pleaded the fifth 14 times in 20 minutes.
I must respectfully decline to answer based on the physician-patient privilege and reliance on my right under the Fifth Amendment of the Constitution. On my right under the Fifth Amendment of the Constitution. On my right under the Fifth Amendment of the Constitution. On my right under the Fifth Amendment of the Constitution. On my right under the Fifth Amendment of the Constitution.
What's O'Connor hiding?